them or hate them, eventually you're gonna wanna do one. But what exactly is the pull-up? Why does something with so simple a name have so ubiquitous a reputation among everyone from your average everyday Joe to those people who practice the C word? Well, in today's video, we're gonna go over that. We're gonna talk about what is the pull-up, where did it come from, how did it originate, and why is it really the benchmark for how people gauge your strength and ability when it comes to calisthenic exercises. Well, without further ado, and to stop annoying my wife who's upstairs with our child, let's get into it. Before we go on to the actual demonstration of a pull-up, I'm gonna address the elephant in the room. Pull-ups versus chin-ups. There's really not that much of a difference. The main thing is how you are twisting your hands. And I know it sounds like a small thing, but it is actually something that changes the entire dynamic of the exercise. And that thing is whether or not you are supinating your hands.
No way.
Now, what exactly does supinating mean? You are turning your hands from where they are pronated to supinated, as if I could hold a bowl of soup. The reason this is important is because it changes the way the muscles which you are engaging are activated. If you are to supinate your hands, i.e. turn your hands over, the biceps are going to play a much bigger role now. Whenever you are supinating your hands, as you can see, my elbows themselves are turning in, and what that's doing is creating a better angle from which to contract and pull that arm in. Your biceps generally have a better mind-muscle connection than your back because you use your biceps more often. So when people go and they do chin-ups, they grab it like this and they go, I can do 3 pull-ups. No, you can't. You can do 3 chin-ups. I'm sorry. You try and do it like this, they can barely hit 1. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. If you don't like the truth,
You can't handle the truth.
if you're not doing pull-ups, don't kid yourself in saying, I'm doing pull-ups when you're actually doing chin-ups. Pull-ups are really simple. They're just like push-ups. The basic principle is you pull your body off the ground. How you accomplish that though is slightly more nuanced than push-ups because the mind muscle activation between your muscles and what it is you're going to be doing needs to be a little bit more focused than it was with push-ups. So we talked about pull-ups versus chin-ups. What was the difference? We're gonna be doing pull-ups. And so we really wanna focus in on getting our back engaged. So I will take this off so y'all can kind of see my lats as we're doing this. Now, pull-up, it's very simple. You reach up. You can do it, the bar is straight, you can reach, kind of like right at shoulder height. You can reach a little bit wider if you want. The wider you go generally means the more your lats will be engaged. So if you go really, really wide, it means you're gonna really be engaging your lats a whole lot because your biceps are not gonna be able to contract as efficiently and assist you on that pull-up. So we're gonna grab up top, then you're gonna go to a dead hang. I can look up at the bar, I can look straight. I prefer to look up at the bar. I'm going to explode upwards and then control my descent. Now the controlled descent is where you'll get most of your gains. Now let's say you can't do any pull-ups at all. One variation that you can immediately try is I'm gonna do a neutral grip pull-up. Neutral grip pull-up means my hands are like this. Think of it as like a neutral grip lat pull down. You can kind of think of all of these as a neutral grip lat pull down. It's working the exact same principle of engaging the lats to pull down. And in essence, instead of the bar coming down with the weight in front of you rising, your body is coming up to the bar. Neutral grip pull-ups. These will help engage a little bit more of your biceps because your elbows are flared more inwards, and so the bicep can get more tension. Same thing. I'm not gonna drop all the way down and choke myself. I'm gonna be here, engage my lats, then I'm going to pull up and then slowly release down. You should be able to see it in my lats, how I'm engaging the muscle. And just like that, that's how you do a pull-up. If I can't do a pull-up and I wanna try and start at least being able to, I can dead hang 15 seconds from the bar. This is what I would suggest. So get a neutral grip, right? So you can engage your biceps more because 10 times to 1, your biceps are probably gonna be stronger than your back when you're starting this out. You're gonna dead hang again, drop 1 foot to the ground, and then boost myself up, and then control the descent. Works the same way if you're doing wide grip, right? So we're gonna boost myself up and control the descent. Now, if you're at a place where the pull-up bar is high enough to where your feet do not touch the ground, or you're tiny, which a lot of us are, usually the pull-up bar is in front of a squat rack. But usually you can take something like this, I can put it there, and then same principle. I can use that to boost myself up as I drop down. Because really all you're focused on with trying to get better at pull-ups is slowing that descent, right? Slowing that release, that stretch, because that's really what's going to build the muscle and what's going to allow you to do more pull-ups in the future. Great. So, the pull-up, where exactly did it come from? We're a little bit in the dark about where exactly the pull-up came from. Obviously, like the push-up, the pull-up had been done for years previously. It's not like it was something that was magically invented in the latter half of the 18th century. But in terms of actual literature on the pull-up, it's rather sparse. And there's a picture of a woman in like a petticoat and a skirt doing a pull-up. And it seems like the pull-up was something that was encouraged for both men and women to be doing, at least as far as I can tell in my limited Google searching on this topic. The other thing that might point to why the pull-up is not as prevalent in fitness literature as, say, the push-up is the necessary use of equipment. Eugene Sando, our friend from the push-ups, he doesn't seem to mention the pull-up at all, despite the fact that many people say he was very good at it. Regarding the equipment thing, when we see a lot of the literature come out, especially literature around calisthenics and just promoting people to work out in general, a lot of it was focused on what people could do at home. And if you needed equipment for something, well, if you didn't have it at home or a way to do it at home, probably wasn't gonna be promoted to you in the literature. That might be why we don't see the pull-up in the literature as much as we see the push-up. And we can certainly infer, like the push-up, that the pull-up was done 4 centuries beforehand, aimed at, hey, you gotta pull yourself up over something. How many times can you do that? Wow, you're pretty strong, you're pretty good to go. So now let's get into what exactly the meat of it is that I did during these 60 days. Namely, why did I settle on 9? Now I chose 9 because I felt that psychologically, it was an easier number to get to for most people. You know why they do prices in the stores, it's something is $19.99, it's actually 20 bucks, but you look at it and go, it's only $19.99. Psychologically, it's easier to wrap your mind around a odd number rather than a whole number. The other reason was I think 9 is a good standard. If you can hit 9 pull-ups, that's a really good benchmark for having good upper body strength, upper body pull strength, especially in your back. So that's why I chose 9. It's 3 above the general standard for most, special operations, physical fitness tests and things like that in the military. And I thought 9 is a achievable number for me to be able to do every single day while not making me get burned out too quickly. So, in conclusion, pull-ups. Those birds are really loud. They'll be fine. In conclusion, pull-ups, should you do them? Yes, absolutely, I really think you should. In terms of what they are as an exercise, they're an incredibly simple exercise, but they are one that is a bit difficult to master and get very good at. If you can't do any pull-ups at the moment, or even you can only get 1 or 2, don't feel down about yourself about that. Being able to do a large number of pull-ups is a testament to a lot of disciplined training that has happened over a myriad of years. People don't just wake up and like, oh, I can do 7 pull-ups with perfect form. Most people can't even wake up and just do 5 pull-ups with perfect form. It's something that has to be trained and has to be worked at. Just doing pull-ups in general is engaging a group of muscles, like I said, that aren't often engaged in our daily lives. And so you'll see the benefit of doing that exercise countless times throughout your day, because as you strengthen those muscles, you'll be able to then call upon other muscles more efficiently because they're not having to compensate for a weak back. And no one wants a weak back.
You hear me? No one wants a weak back.
Well, everyone, I really appreciate you watching this video, even though I feel it was a little bit more rambly than my last one. My daughter wasn't here last time I made a video, and so this one was a little bit more slapdash, but I really appreciate everyone watching the video, even if it's only like 1 or 2 people. I know several people commented while I was doing the pull-ups saying that I motivated them to do pull-ups along with me, and that's incredible. Like, the fact that I can motivate someone to better their lives in a way is all the reward that I need. And whether or not 5 people see this, if only 1 person saw it and was motivated to go out and better their physical fitness, that's it, I'm done. Like, I've done my part, I'm happy. If there is other ideas that y'all want to see me do, leave it in the comments below. Anyway, everyone, thank you so very much for watching. It has been a pleasure spending this time with you, and I'll see y'all soon.